There were farm work days, which were typically started early in the morning, and you took care of the animals and then any other maintenance that was required on the farm. Then there were other days where I would work at our brick and mortar store, the farm stand, and I would sell our animal products. And then there were farmers market days, which were like the Thursday farmers market at the fairgrounds and the old Capitol farmers market downtown on Saturday mornings. I do get school credit, and it's really helped like point me in the way of what I want to kind of do post-graduation. I really didn't know I was going to end up doing this at all. I thought I would, typical intern with being an environmental studies major. I had no idea that you could get an internship doing something like this, so I'm really happy about that.
I had my internship at Newhoff Media, working for 99.7 The Mix and 104.5 WFMB. I learned about how they pick the music, not how it influences, the audience as much. I also learned how the board works and how they sometimes do voiceovers for certain commercials, how they do advertisements, how they do promotions, anything that goes along with radio broadcasting I learned. I didn't know what to expect originally coming in. I thought it was just going to be simple things, and they really put me out there and gave me the full view of what it's like to be in radio, and I loved the whole thing because it's something that you have to have a good personality for, and if you have the good personality, then every day is fun.
I had my internship with Illinois Alliance Boys and Girls Club, and it was wonderful. I basically have no experience, working experience before I started this intern. All the knowledge I have was from a textbook or from the professor that I have learned from. After I do my internship, I feel like I get to know more about accounting jobs, and I'm more motivated to achieve a higher level in my education in the future.
I knew, despite the fact that having lived in Illinois for a majority of my life, the past 14 years, that study abroad was something I wanted to do. I took classes in cultural geography, I took political science, international relations, and India sort of became the focus of my interest. When I was there, I was studying under a program called Studying in India program, Contemporary India. So the theme or the focus of my 4-week study abroad experience there, specifically in classes, was understanding contemporary India through agricultural, through politics, through history, religion, gender, whether it be scholarship opportunities or anything like that, to take every opportunity that you can to go outside of the country.
So I always had an interest in South Korea from just different things I see on the internet about the culture. So I've always had an interest, and I kind of been doing self-study, learning the language for the last 2 to 3 years. So when I saw the opportunity to go and actually get formal teaching on the language, then I thought it was a good opportunity. But I also wanted to visit the place as well because it's very cool as a city. I went to Korea for an international summer semester where I spent 4 weeks in Seoul, and I stayed in the dorms in Sungkyunkwan University, and basically the program was where about 700 kids from all over the world came. There's people from France, people from England, people from Australia, everywhere. From people who talked to me about college during the recruiting process, they told me that it was definitely necessary for me to study abroad. It was a very good experience. And now having been, I definitely believe that you should study abroad at some point in time.
We're looking into school shootings from, if I'm not mistaken, they took it from 2005 up until 2012. And basically what we're trying to see is if we can identify specific demographic indicators that can determine or give us an idea of who might be at risk at becoming a school shooter. I'm going through the different cases and seeing what happened after the school shooting. So what was the prosecution? If they were sentenced, how many years? Did they get probation and things like that? So when she told me about it, I'm like, okay, this is Doing this project will let me know if doing research in this field is what I actually want to do.
We were doing the research with Dr. Hansen from the ENS department and also Tom Ruthus, who isn't a professor, but he works for the college. And then Zane Nihis was another student.
I guess we had a couple different parts to our research. The first part was kind of going out to different locations along Lake Springfield.
Then collecting litter, and then we would sort it, weigh it, and kind of categorize it to figure out what kind of things people were littering and maybe like why they were littering those kinds of things instead of something else. My favorite part was just going out and picking up litter. Like I know that sounds pretty boring and tedious, but honestly it felt like I was doing something substantial to really help the community around Springfield.
Yeah, I'd say future aspirations wise, I want to, kind of protect the environment and help it. So it kind of worked hand in hand with that.